Hey everyone, welcome back to Eclectic. This is Alina from Argentina. This is my YouTube play from my other channel, not this one. And I just filmed the video in Spanish, so don't look at it for now. Sorry. I posted a reel on Instagram and I said, okay, I'm going to upload a video in English about this. So here I am talking about the 7 deadly sins and how narcissists have them all. Okay, they commit every single one of them. I've been talking about the concept of evil and how that's behind this personality disorder, and these people have a tendency to behave in a way that hurts others, right? And so I came across a Spanish priest and I really liked how he explained the concept of the 7 deadly sins. He based his chat on a book, and I'm going to write it here so that you can have the name there. But it's a very interesting concept. So this might also help with the wrath maybe that we can feel after the injustice, right, we suffer from a narcissistic person. This could even be a symptom of complex PTSD, where you relive a situation in a flashback. You relive situations, for example, injustice, right? Something that was not just. And so what you want to do is to revenge. You want justice. This is one of the things I see is a symptom of PTSD, complex PTSD. So this is very interesting because here's the thing. In this book, and this priest, Munisha, he explains that each one of these sins comes from a desire we have in our hearts that is there because God put it there. And so, for example, when it comes to anger, to this wrath, we have this desire of justice, which is a good one. It's good and it's nice, this desire of justice. But it gets transformed by the evil one into wrath. And if we take a closer look at the diagnosis of NPD, we can see that each one of these 7 sins is part of it, basically. But so wrath, okay, there's impulsivity there, and yeah, that's one of the characteristics. But it's interesting for us to see how that comes from a desire of justice, right? It gets perverted into wrath, right? And also the virtue that heals this specifically is patience. So narcissistic people usually lack patience, unless we're talking about more Machiavellian, psychopathic person, right? But if it's like an overt narcissist, they usually don't have patience and they are very prone to anger and, have problems with regulating that. And then envy, the other sin. Oh, I made a video about this and how envy is part of the criteria that we use to diagnose narcissism, and how envy is something they feel at the deepest level, and it's a horrible emotion to have. It comes from a desire of dignity. Interesting. We want dignity in our lives, in the places we inhabit. We like beauty. We need order and things like that. So that's dignifying, right? And so the thing that heals this is charity, but charity for the other person, because I want the other person to be okay so that I can feel happy, right? That's charity. So it's a way of resolving envy and saying, and not comparing ourselves to the other person, saying, okay, I'm happy if you're fine, if you're okay, right? If you're doing good. I mean, I'm happy for you. That's how we resolve things. But the narcissist is not able to do that, so the narcissist will fall into this sin of envy, and then we see all the problems that we know, right, that come from that. And then lust, they have a problem with that. They have a problem with regulating that. We see a lot of pornography, sex addiction, de todo, that's Spanish, a lot of things. So yeah, we see all that, and the interesting thing is that communion, that comes from a desire of communion, which is very pretty and nice, and it's good to, communion, live with somebody else, have a family, partner, or marriage, and all that. That's nice, and we have that in our hearts. And so if it gets degraded or perverted, actually, into lust. And how we heal that is with chastity, right? And then let's talk about the one that is more salient, and that's pride, right? Pride is typical in narcissism. So they are very proud. They think they are the best thing ever created on earth, and they think, well, it's tricky because in reality we know it's very low self-esteem what they have, but in their full self is the one that dictates, their life. And so that full self, which is evil, basically. And if you're Catholic like me, you may start to think, oh, so that's the influence of the fallen angel, right? Yeah. So that perverts that desire, right? And the desire is abundance. We come with that in our hearts, abundance. We want things and more because heaven is full of things. And so we come with that seed in our hearts. I think that's very interesting. This is all from that book, and Monsignor Munisha, and very interesting. And so the virtue that heals pride, which the narcissist is super proud up to here, and is like, they are the best thing ever and you are the worst. That's what they need to do to regulate their envy, right? They need to put you down. The virtue that heals that is humility, okay? And yeah, interesting, right? They're not humble, no. And there are more deadly sins. Let me see. Oh, gluttony. They do have that also. Anything that pleases them, that is good for them, everything that I need. How many narcissists are we seeing nowadays where everything that's good for you, it's good and you should do that? And yeah, but please be careful with others. Don't hurt other people. Don't disregard your obligations. That's something that people like that don't want to listen to. Like, you have an obligation to your family, you have an obligation to your kids. I don't want to generalize because maybe your family is narcissistic and that's the problem. So in that case, please do what you need to do. But if we're talking about normal people, right, you have an obligation. And so a narcissist will say, no, I need to do what's best for me, always, and that's, and to heal that, which would be, how do I say this in English? Templanza. I'll write it here. Templanza. Right. That's how you heal it. So, and how interesting, it's very interesting how the victim of narcissistic abuse needs a little bit of this, like self-indulgence in a way, which would be self-care. But they are so ran out, they're on the other end of the spectrum when it comes to self-care, and they need to start coming back to the middle where it's normal and say, okay, I need this, put yourself in the map, you're there, you exist, that kind of thing. It's interesting. Let's look at the first sin, deadly sin, which is greediness. And this is very interesting to me because in psychoanalytic theory, they say that the narcissist's power relies on not giving. Okay? So they want everything for themselves. They are greedy people, right? And everything is for themselves, even the space, the air, the time, right? The attention, supply, goes on and on. So greediness, it's usually not talked about. And I made a whole video in my other channel about not greediness, but this is a power they have, right? And if you don't know about this, it can be dangerous for you. This power is not giving. How many of you may have been trapped in a relationship where you expect this person to give something to you, or get better, be nicer, kinder, see you, hear, listen to you, pay attention to what you want, all that. How many of you have been through that, right? And the power relies on not giving that to you. It's very interesting. And so just knowing that helps you see that, okay, there's nothing here. It's not going to change. This situation is going to be the same forever. This person is not changing. And so I need to leave and just forget it. The desire that we have that gets perverted into greediness is trust. And what heals the virtue that heals it, greediness, is generosity, being generous, right? Trust, because we trust that we will have things like the example, I think this priest told this example where birds, they don't accumulate food because they know that they will have food available for them. And so just trusting that everything will be okay and that you will have the things you need, and not panicking about things and all that. And being generous is a way of living that trust. Like, I'm generous because I know I will have what I need, right? But narcissistic people are greedy because they don't trust. They're not generous. And when they are generous, it's made with a special intent. Like, they want you to believe that they are being kind. They gave you this big gift. They took you to this beautiful place on vacation. They paid for something you needed. And so they're generous, right? But in reality, they are not, because this is a tricky thing. It's like a hook. They want you hooked. But in reality, their whole personality perversion bases itself on not giving what you want from them, which is just be normal and kind and a good person. And they know this, so they manipulate with that too. So I hope this video was helpful. Let me know what you think. Say hello. It's been a while. I hope you're still there. Sorry for not being here for so long. I really was concentrated on this for my other channel, and also being more calm and not so worried about editing so much and all that. And I hope you don't mind if I don't edit my videos that much as I used to before, because I really don't have time for that now. So anyways, thank you so much for being here. Please give this video a like if you did like it. Subscribe if you're new, and I will see you soon for sure, because I'm back. Oh, this time I'm back. Okay, bye.